How to fix Uncharted 3 persistent shadows on Emulator. Welcome back to Tenabalta. This guide is dedicated to a persistent visual challenge encountered by many Uncharted 3 enthusiasts when emulating the game on PC. The elusive shadow ghosting artifact. This phenomenon manifests as residual shadows or graphical elements from previously rendered scenes lingering on screen, particularly noticeable after transitioning from brightly lit areas. Such visual discrepancies detract significantly from the immersive experience, often stemming from intricate incompatibilities between the emulator's rendering pipeline and the host system's hardware or driver configurations. Resolving this requires a methodical deep dive into the emulator's core settings, primarily focusing on CPU, GPU, and advanced synchronization parameters, alongside critical system-level optimizations, ensuring a flawless emulation experience tailored to your specific hardware. Emulator welcome, PNG. The root cause of Uncharted 3 shadow ghosting in emulators like RPCS3 is often attributed to how the PlayStation 3 unique Cell Broadband Engine and RSX Reality Synthesizer, GPU, interact with modern PC hardware through abstraction layers. Incorrect buffer handling, synchronization timing, or shader compilation issues can lead to fragments of previous frames being improperly cleared or overwritten, resulting in visual trails and artifacts. Each system's CPU architecture, GPU capabilities, and driver versions introduce unique variables, necessitating a comprehensive, individualized approach to configuration. Ghosting before PNG. Here are 15 deep technical solutions to resolve Uncharted 3 shadow ghosting in your emulator. 1. Update your emulator to the latest version. Ensure your emulator, particularly RPCS3, is updated to its very latest build. Developers constantly push updates addressing specific game bugs, performance regressions, and compatibility issues, often including critical rendering fixes that directly impact shadow accuracy and artifact prevention. This baseline step is fundamental before any specific configuration changes. RPCS3 main settings, PNG. 2. Update graphics drivers. Always install the latest stable drivers for your dedicated graphics card, whether NVIDIA, AMD, or Intel. Outdated or corrupted drivers can introduce rendering anomalies, including shadow ghosting, by misinterpreting emulator render commands or failing to efficiently clear graphical buffers. A clean installation using a driver uninstaller utility is highly recommended. Driver update utility, PNG. 3. Adjust PPU decoder settings, RPCS3. Navigate to the CPU tab in RPCS3 configuration and experiment with the PPU decoder. Switching between LLVM recompiler and SMJIT recompiler can significantly impact how game code is translated, directly affecting rendering stability. LLVM generally offers better performance, but SMJIT might provide greater accuracy for specific graphical elements like shadows. CPU config tab, PNG. 4. Optimize SPU decoder settings, RPCS3. Within the CPU tab, configure the SPU decoders. Try SPU LLVM recompiler for optimal performance. If ghosting persists, consider SPU SMJIT recompiler or even SPU interpreter fast for maximum accuracy, albeit with a potential performance cost, to isolate rendering issues related to SPU thread synchronization. SPU config options, PNG. 5. Configure SPU threads, RPCS3. Experiment with the number of SPU threads setting, typically found in the CPU tab. Assigning an optimal number, often 3 or 4 for modern multi-core CPUs, can improve the parallel processing of SPU tasks. Too few threads can bottleneck rendering, while too many might introduce synchronization errors leading to visual artifacts. PPU decoder settings, PNG. 6. Select the correct GPU renderer, RPCS3. In the GPU tab, set your renderer to Vulkan if your graphics card supports it, as it generally offers superior performance and fewer rendering glitches compared to OpenGL for Uncharted 3. For older or less compatible hardware, OpenGL might be a fallback, but often introduces more artifacting. GPU renderer selection, PNG. 7. Enable write color buffers, RPCS3 GPU. For Uncharted 3, enabling write color buffers in the GPU tab is crucial. This option ensures that the emulator correctly writes all color data to the frame buffers, often resolving issues where parts of previous frames or shadows are not properly flushed, directly addressing ghosting. Graphics buffering options, PNG. 8. Disable read color buffers, RPCS3 GPU. Conversely, try disabling read color buffers in the GPU tab. While sometimes needed for graphical accuracy, it can introduce performance overhead and potential buffer-related artifacts if not strictly necessary for the game's rendering pipeline. Test with it off first to see if ghosting is reduced. 9. Adjust resolution scaling, RPCS3 GPU. While higher resolutions are desirable, excessive resolution scale settings can strain RAM and processing power, potentially leading to rendering inconsistencies or tearing. Start with 100%, 1280x720, or a moderate scaling like 150% and gradually increase, monitoring for ghosting. Resolution scaling config, PNG. 10. Manage driver wake-up delay, RPCS3 Advanced GPU. Located under the GPU tab, adjusting driver wake-up delay can be critical. This setting manages the synchronization between the CPU and GPU. For NVIDIA cards, a value of around 100S is often a good starting point, while AMD cards might benefit from higher values like 200-300S to prevent graphical hitches. Advanced PUGPA synchronization, PNG. 11. Toggle accurate XFloat, RPCS3 Advanced. In the Advanced tab, experiment with the accurate XFloat setting. This option enhances floating point precision, which can impact shadow calculations and lighting accuracy. While enabling it might be more accurate, it can also be performance-intensive, so toggle it and observe the effect on ghosting. 12. Enable relaxed XFB accuracy, RPCS3 Advanced. Also in the Advanced tab, consider enabling relaxed XFB accuracy. XFB external frame buffer is crucial for how the PS3 handles certain visual effects. Relaxing its accuracy can sometimes resolve rendering artifacts by making the emulator more lenient in its buffer handling, often fixing ghosting with minimal visual trade-offs. 13. Clear shader cache. Over time, corrupted or outdated shader caches can lead to graphical glitches. Regularly clear your emulator's shader cache, usually found in the cache directory within the RPCS3 installation, and let the game recompile them. This ensures fresh, uncorrupted shaders are used, potentially eliminating ghosting. Shader cache directory, PNG. 14. Apply game-specific patches/mods. Check the RPCS3 wiki or community forums for any Uncharted 3 specific patches or mods. These community-developed fixes often target known graphical bugs, including ghosting or shadow inaccuracies, which might not be addressed in the main emulator build due to their game-specific nature. Game patch menu, PNG. 15. Verify PS3 firmware installation. Ensure you have the correct and latest PS3 firmware installed within the emulator. Corrupted or mismatched firmware can lead to numerous emulation issues, including visual bugs, as it directly influences how games interact with the emulated system's core components. Reinstall the firmware if necessary. Firmware update process, PNG. 16. Windows Power Plan and Game Mode. Set your Windows Power Plan to high performance and enable Game Mode. These system-level optimizations prioritize resources for games and demanding applications, minimizing background interference and ensuring your CPU and GPU can consistently deliver the power required for smooth, artifact-free emulation. Windows Game Mode Settings, PNG. 17. Disable in-game anti-aliasing, if applicable. Some emulators or game patches introduce additional anti-aliasing methods. If Uncharted 3 exhibits shadow ghosting, try disabling any in-game or emulator-forced anti-aliasing settings, as conflicts between different AA techniques can sometimes create unintended visual artifacts. 18. Experiment with frame limit settings. In the emulator's GPU tab, adjust the frame limit. While off or auto is common, sometimes setting a specific limit like 60 FPS or 30 FPS can stabilize the rendering pipeline, reducing the likelihood of ghosting, especially if your system struggles to maintain a consistent high frame rate. 19. Test with different CPU clock scaling. In the CPU tab, adjust CPU clock scaling in small increments. While usually kept at default 100%, sometimes slightly reducing it e.g. to 95%, or increasing it can subtly alter synchronization timings, which might unexpectedly resolve stubborn rendering artifacts in specific scenarios. 20. Re-verify game file integrity. If all else fails, consider reacquiring or redumping your Uncharted 3 game files. Corrupted game data can lead to unpredictable behavior, including graphical glitches that are not fixable through emulator settings alone. Ensure your game dump is clean and verified against community checksums. Uncharted 3 running perfectly, PNG. By systematically working through these deep dive configurations and system optimizations, you significantly increase your chances of eradicating Uncharted 3 shadow ghosting and enjoying the game as intended. Don't forget to follow Tenabalta for more expert technical guides and troubleshooting solutions. Tenabalta PNG. Don't forget to follow Tenabalta for more solutions.